I will turn 55 tomorrow, and I can say that I've had three major career changes in the last 6 years alone. The first, when I left the Sarasota Film Festival and moved here with my family and my 3 young children back in 2009. And then just this past year, where I was appointed Vice Provost of the Arts for the university. So now I represent all of the arts at the university on top of running the Virginia Film Festival. And that's really wonderful. And the reason I share this with you is it's wonderful that your career doesn't stop at any particular stage in your life. You have an opportunity to continue to grow, to continue to expand. For me, it actually brought me back to a lot of my roots in the arts, because I've been producing film festivals for nearly 15 years now, while still keeping my hand in the film festival and finding a way to integrate all of these great opportunities. A lot of the skills that I use to produce this event with Tina Fey are things that I've learned over the years producing live plays, running a film festival, fundraising, are skills that I employ as the Vice Provost for the Arts, people management, all those sorts of things. But it's an opportunity to expand and do things in a different way. And that's what I wanted. The reason why I wanted to share that with you, all of you, more than anything, is that, you know, you're studying a certain area right now, or you will in the coming years as you declare a major if you've not already. When you leave here, you may move into that area, or you may choose to do something entirely different. And even if you make that choice, quite honestly, your entire life and the entire world are in front of you. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck doing that the rest of your life. Hopefully you're never stuck doing anything, because whatever you're doing is something that you've actively chosen to do and you enjoy and you love, and it's fulfilling, and ultimately it makes you happy. Hopefully you're compensated well for it as well too. But you can change that career path, and you can also know that what you're doing in the meantime can inform that change and help you move into other areas if you choose to. And you might be fortunate and find what you absolutely love doing right at the outset and do that for the rest of your life. And if that's something that's good for you and happy, that's a wonderful thing. But I just wanted to share that example with you, that I've been fortunate. Even to this day, I majored in history, and I find that I use that every day. So for instance, during the film festival, I've been fortunate enough, because I still have a love and a passion for history and politics, that I've helped launch the Presidency in Film series with Governor Gerald Baliles, who runs the Miller Center for Public Affairs here. We have an ongoing partnership with the Center for Politics here and Larry Sabato, focusing on political films every year. It's just an extraordinary opportunity for me to branch out into areas that I love. And film has been great that way for me. So I wanted to share this year's film program and just a little bit of background about the Virginia Film Festival. There's about 1,500 film festivals across the United States. They're all over the world as well. We are not a market festival. Sundance is a market festival. The Toronto Film Festival is a market festival. And to a lesser extent, South by Southwest is a market film festival. That means that people come in, they look for films, and they buy films. And so young filmmakers, or any filmmakers, are actively seeking to market their film at these festivals in hopes that a distributor will pick that film up, pay them money, and then go and get it out there for a theatrical release. So that's really what a major thrust of those festivals is about. There are other festivals around the United States, and this is one of them, that are respected regional film festivals, and the idea is to celebrate the filmmaker and the art of film, and to produce a large event that offers a program of film to their community and beyond. And that's exactly what we are. This is the 26th year of the Virginia Film Festival. It was founded by Governor Gerald Baliles, in association with Patricia Kluge, who was at the time a very wealthy philanthropist and socialite here in this community. And the reason it was founded was to promote filmmaking in Virginia and to help the economy, and also to integrate itself within the university itself, which is done. So for 25 years, it's been part of the University of Virginia. What distinguishes this film festival above and beyond other film festivals is the level of discourse that we have. Probably 75% of the films have a University of Virginia faculty member, in some cases students, in other cases experts that we bring in from outside the community to talk with the filmmakers, or if the filmmaker is not present, to talk about the subject matter that the film represents. And we do it as well or better than any other place that I've ever seen, because of the quality of the people that we can draw upon here at the University of Virginia. The opportunity, for instance, last year to launch the Presidency in Film series with Governor Gerald Baliles moderating Woodward and Bernstein was extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. I don't know if anybody here was able to see that, but that's where you're actually bringing living history in that sort of changed the course of our nation, that can still talk about it in real time and share their experiences. And moderated by somebody who understands it completely, knows what questions to ask. And it was a remarkable evening. It was incredibly engaging, whether they were talking about inside information on, who Deep Throat was and what that relationship was about, or the fact that at one point, Carl Bernstein said, there was a point where I suddenly was afraid for my life. I was absolutely scared that maybe I was going to get killed and I was in something way over my head. And this was just remarkable to hear this kind of insight. A couple years ago, we brought in 3 of the original Freedom Riders for a documentary called Freedom Riders. And they were able to share their experiences of what it was actually like to be on those buses 50 years ago and essentially to be firebombed. And that kind of experience in a way that, even beyond watching the film, was extraordinary to listen to. And so that's what distinguishes this film beyond any other that I've ever been a part of or have actually seen. So I wanted to take you through a little bit of the program. That's this year's campaign, sort of representing that iconic balloon over Charlottesville. Our opening night film this year is an Alexander Payne film. And Alexander Payne, of course, had The Descendants in the festival 2 years ago. Other films include Election. He's a brilliant filmmaker, and we're opening with this film, Nebraska. It's shot entirely in black and white. It stars Bruce Dern, who just received the Best Actor Award at the Cannes Film Festival back in May, and Will Forte. And this is a departure for Will Forte. You probably know him as MacGruber and the characters that he's played on Saturday Night Live and a few other films, always kind of wacky and goofy. This is his first dramatic turn, and he's incredible in the film and pulls in a very moving and wonderful performance. Immediately following, well, as you see, we'll be joined by Will Forte, actually, and Will be participating in a moderated conversation with the producer, Ron Yerxa, who's on the Virginia Film Festival Advisory Board. And that's another thing. We have a very strong advisory board. The chair of the board is Mark Johnson, who actually graduated from the University of Virginia. In fact, most of our advisory board members have and have gone on to forge remarkable careers in the industry. Mark is the producer of almost all of Barry Levinson's films, including Rain Man and Avalon and Good Morning Vietnam and The Natural. Won the Academy Award for Rain Man. He also produced the Chronicles of Narnia films. Brilliant producer, highly respected in Hollywood. Ron Yerxa is on our board. He produced Cold Mountain, Little Miss Sunshine, and this film as well, and he'll be moderating the conversation with Will. Our opening night gala will be right outside the Paramount Theater at the Jefferson. The opening night film's at the Paramount Theater. You can go, it's not that far. It's about a 20-minute walk, and there's a free trolley over there. The second evening, we are screening the 50th anniversary of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. And we're excited about this. We're going to screen it in the Paramount Theater, and we're bringing in the legendary actress and Hollywood icon, Tippi Hedren, who will be speaking about the film, her unique relationship with Mr. Hitchcock, which was chronicled most recently in 2 films that were released last year. I had the good fortune to host Tippi Hedren 12 years ago at the Sarasota Film Festival. She's a fascinating person, and it should be a really, really interesting evening to hear her speak after the screening. We're also this year have a partnership with the with the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, and they have the Hollywood Costume Exhibit, which has an incredible array of Hollywood costumes. And we're partnering with Gwyneth West, who is with the drama department, a professor and the head of costume design at the University of Virginia. She'll also be weighing in on The Birds as well, because of the iconic green suit that Tippi Hedren wore in that film that is in this exhibit. In fact, last night we were all over there at a reception up in Richmond, and they opened this exhibit at the same time. Gwyneth will be taking some students up there to view the exhibit, and the very next day we're taking Tippi to their screening room up there, and we're screening The Birds up there, and she's going to be in a conversation with Gwyneth West about the costumes in the film. Third night, excuse me, our centerpiece film is Claw, and that is a documentary that was produced and directed here by two Charlottesville residents, Brian Weimer and Billy Hunt, that deals with the collective of lady arm wrestlers. You may or may not be aware of the collective of lady arm wrestlers. They are absolutely awesome. It originated here in Charlottesville. Chapters have opened like the Derby Dames, but all over the United States. There's even a chapter in Brazil. They arm wrestle for charity, but it's about empowerment. They take on characters. It's vaudeville and burlesque meets arm wrestling. It's wildly popular. They do these events 2 or 3 times a year, usually in a tent next to the Blue Moon Diner, and it's just off the wall crazy. And this was produced as a short 3 years ago, and I spoke to Brian Weimer, who directed it, and I said, Brian, the short's really great. You need to turn it into a full-length feature documentary and get into the why that these women create these characters and do this charitable event, because they're quite passionate about doing this. And in effect, he has done that. And we're premiering it at the Virginia Film Festival, but this is a film that we believe will have legs and then will go out from here on the festival circuit and become an important film in the coming year. So we're going to be able to launch that film, and we're excited about that. It's great fun. If you get a chance to see this, and a lot of those lady arm wrestlers will be on hand, I recommend it.
Get your tickets now. Do not.
Immediately following, we have our late night wrap party. That's only for 21 or over. So I don't know how many people are going to be eligible, but as you go through your career here, keep that in mind. Our closing night film is a film called Blue Ruin. And this is a remarkable film. It's a thriller. It's a challenging film. It's a little bloody. And it's directed by Jeremy Saulnier, who's an Alexandria native and stars his high school buddy, Macon Blair. Macon will be coming in. We're still trying to see if we can get Jeremy to come in. It won the Director's Fortnight Award at the Cannes Film Festival. And again, a Virginia-directed film, which we're excited to be screening. We have a number of spotlight screenings. We have a tradition the last couple of years during the festival where we will go out and we will take a look at some upcoming films that are going to be a major part of the Hollywood Awards season with the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards. And we tend to focus on those, or other films that have made the festival circuit rounds and we feel are really exciting. So we have a Single Shot, which is based on a novel called A Single Shot, and the novelist and screenplay writer lives here in Charlottesville, Matt Jones, and we're bringing the director in, David Rosenthal. It stars Sam Rockwell. Still trying to see if Sam can free up to fly in. We don't have a confirmation on that. I hope he does. But this is a really, really great film about a guy who just accidentally kills somebody in the woods while he's deer hunting, and everything goes wrong after that. We're previewing August Osage County, which won the 2008 Tony Award as Best Play, won a Pulitzer Prize, and now has been adapted as a screenplay. It will not come out until late December. You can have a 6-week jump on it by seeing it at the Virginia Film Festival. It stars Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts. Blue is the Warmest Color, which won the Palme d'Or at this year's Cannes Film Festival, and is an incredible film. Charlie Countryman, which is the type of festival film that I just love. Wacky, crazy thriller about a guy, fish out of water, who ends up going to Bucharest and gets in way over his head, all about mistaken identity. He gets involved with the mafia there, and his life gets turned upside down. It's a wonderful film with Shia LaBeouf and Evan Rachel Wood. Child of God. This is a collaboration between a young man who was just voted one of the top 10 actors by Variety magazine to watch in 2013, who actually hails from the Miller School in Albemarle County. He's returning, and it's a collaboration with James Franco. Scott Hayes will be on hand to talk about it. As you see, named one of Variety's 10 best actors to watch in 2013.